Hello and welcome to FinFit TV. I'm your host, Michael Finn. I am a holistic exercise and lifestyle coach, and this is the very first lesson one of my Master Each Day lessons. This is my little gift to all of you to help all of us become happier and healthier human beings in our life. One day at a time, simple little habits and changes that we can make so that over time we can become as healthy as we want to be. That's the whole idea. All right. So let's get started in here and go into lesson one. So, the big part of these lessons is all about making small little changes, one at a time, and then practicing those little changes over the course of a week. And I'm going to start with like first part of the day and then kind of, maybe bounce around after that. I haven't completed all of the ones that I want to do, so I don't know how many there's going to be, but expect a good number of them. But this way you can slowly implement things into your life and be aware of this implementation and the changes that happen over time. Changes in your body don't happen overnight. We have hundreds of trillions of cells in our body, and so therefore it takes time to change them all. And it doesn't happen quickly. Depending upon whose book you read, your cells turn over every year to every 7 years. So I think it's closer to the 7 year count for things like your bones and stuff like that. But your all of your blood cells are pretty much new every 2 weeks because you're creating about 2 million red blood cells every second. So different parts of your body change over quicker than others, but they're constantly replacing themselves, and they're replacing with what you put in your body. So we should, or I would hope that you would want to share this with all of your friends and family and all of those that you want to become happier and healthier with you. So this is my little, gift so that all of us can be happier and healthier. So over my years of practice, I've been doing this professionally for 20 years now. Um, these are all the simple little daily habits that I have found that work with me and many other people and lots of other people around the world and in different countries to help them be happier and healthier and have longevity and improve performance and everything else. So this is kind of like the baseline. There's a lot of times when people come to me and they're like, I got aches and pains, I got this, I got that, I got blah, 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 blah. And one of the first things I do is I start going down through this list and I'm like, hey, are you doing all this kind of stuff? Because if you're not doing these basic, simple little daily activities, your performance on everything else you do is going to be limited. So these are the building blocks that allow your human body to perform at its best and function at its best and feel its best. And this is also like a community project that I'm putting together. So because some of the things that we do, it's helpful if we do them as a group, or and we know that other people, this is exactly why I want you to share this with other people, share that you're doing it, try to get them involved with it as well, so that we can all be happier and healthier together and talk about it and share in the experience. As well as I am going to be having a community group meeting at the end of every month via Zoom. And I will invite all of you that are on my email list so that we can all share in the experience at the end of the month, what we've seen happen, what's working for us, what's not working for us, what's hard, what's not hard, so that we can help each other along. as well as you can ask questions about other things and stuff like that. So very important to have that community. There's also another big part in our brain. So we have the safety and security part of our brain, but we also kind of have the part of our brain that we want to be socially accepted. And so if other people in your community are doing a particular activity, it is so much easier for you to do that activity as well, because you have that part of your brain that says, hey, I want to be a part of this social group too. So that is another reason why I'm making it a community, so that at the end of the month and through via emails and with all of your friends, you can all be sharing that we are all in this together, and we are all working on being a happier, healthier human being and master our days, our weeks, our months, our years, and our life. That is what this is all about, the true experience of health. If you want to receive the companion emails that go along with this, then you can shoot me an email at michael@finfit.com. And just in the subject line, you can just put add me to the med, just capital MED, or med lessons or master each day lessons, whatever you want to put in there. And I will add you to the list. Or you can simply go to my website and click on my ebook that's on the right-hand side and put in your contact information to like download my ebook. There's a lot of good tips in there for how to be happy and healthy in your life. And that will add you to the list so that you get the companion email that goes along with this, which has, even more content in each email that goes out. Well, some will have more, some will have less. We'll just see how it works. All right, so on to lesson 1. And lesson 1 is first thing in the morning, drinking 8 to 30 ounces of water right when you wake up. So yes, you can go to the bathroom first, but after that, I want you to get some water in you, okay? So I say 8 to 30 ounces because we are all different sizes and we are all used to drinking different amounts of water. I've been drinking water my entire life. I've been very good at it. It has been one of the healthy things that I have probably been good at my whole life, especially after I gave up soda when I was a teenager, because I was really overweight as a teenager. So I quit drinking soda, and then all I really focused on was drinking water after that for the most part. So for me, I go through 30 ounces real quick. So typically, and you need to tie this into like other habits. So I always have bottles of water in my office. And then of course there's always my filtered water in the kitchen and things like that as well. So if after I use the bathroom, if I go downstairs, then the first thing I will do is I will walk right into the kitchen and I will grab my glass sitting on the counter, and I will drink about 10 or maybe a little bit more ounces of water. And then I might walk around. If it's winter, I might flip on the heat. I might open up the curtains. I might do a couple other things, and then I'll come back and maybe I'll have another 8 to 10 ounces. Then I might go and do a couple other few things around the house, or maybe start making breakfast or what have you, or something like that. And I will have another 10 ounces, so that, 30 ounces goes into me pretty quick. On the other hand, if I go directly into the office to maybe I want to like check email or do something along those lines, I will turn on my computer and I will sit down and I will grab one of those bottles of water and I will start drinking some water, so that I immediately start putting in somewhere between 8 to 30 ounces. It's different for all of us. That I do that every single morning to start my day. Because your body uses about 1 to 3 pints of water while you sleep. So to help repair tissue and recover and detoxify the body and cleanse the brain, all sorts of stuff. So just tons and tons of different things. So because your body performs over 60,000 different functions every single minute of every day, and all of them are dependent upon water. So if you're lacking water in any way, your body's going to have to bypass some of those 60,000 functions, or it's going to have to do some of those functions in a reduced manner because of the fact that it doesn't have enough water. So it's going to prioritize things. It's going to take the things that are most needed at that particular moment for for you to continue to survive and function, and bypass on other things. And you don't want your body to have to bypass on things. You want to make sure that you have optimal water on board so that you don't have to worry about it bypassing on other things. So your body is about 2/3 water, just like the earth. So super duper important that you keep plenty of water in your body. So all your cells are made from it. Your brain is actually about 80% water. So are the discs in your spine. So are your knees. So are your muscles. All those things are closer to 80%. And then, your bones are less, things like that. So headaches. The most common cause of a headache is dehydration. Most people that have complained of back pain find that their back pain goes down when they drink more water, simply because you're hydrating the discs, and the discs are keeping your spine to function correctly and pad the joints, and keep the distance between the joints so that the nerve ganglia can come out and support your nervous system and your organs and everything. My clients that have come to me with knee pain, typically after about 2 to 4 weeks of getting them to drink appropriate amounts of water, they tell me their knee pain is reducing and it's going down. So the knee joint is a synovial joint, which means it's made up of mostly synovial fluid. And it's one of the places the body will go when it's lacking water. It will go right to your knee joints and start sucking the water out of there. And then same thing with your muscles. Your muscles are very important. They allow you to move, and they give you strength, and they hold your skeletal structure in the proper position. And we need them to be properly hydrated so that they can function. So many people that complain of like muscle stiffness, if I just get them drinking more water, they're like, oh yeah, my muscles don't feel nearly as stiff. As well as when we stretch them, when we stretch those muscles, it will allow water to get into those muscles and hydrate those muscles better. So important to have water on board. Our ancestors, of no matter, where you come from, going all the way back to, Homo sapiens and Neanderthals and everything else, as well as all other animals, we all drink water. That's the beverage of choice. That's what's needed. That's why, there's a lot of it on the planet, so that we can consume it and have a regular supply of it. The best solution for pollution is dilution, and we dilute it by drinking water. So let me check really quick to make sure that I put in. All right, I did. So the best type of water to be consuming is spring water and artesian well water. So those come right out of the ground naturally. They contain natural minerals from the soils, as well as a lot of other byproducts and stuff like that. So it's really great if you can get local spring water from nearby you, and or artesian well water, because it will already have a lot of great minerals in it and a good balance for you. Second best is filtering your water so that you get all the chlorine out, the fluoride and other toxins, and other sediment that has accumulated in the water, whether it's in the piping through the city or your home or anything else that it may have picked up. Filter that water, clean it out. Now, the one issue with filtering your water is it also takes out all of the minerals that you need too. So when you filter your water, you want to make sure that you put back in super high quality sea salt. So, because sea salt contains minerals, not table salt, because table salt is man-made. That is sodium chloride. It does not exist in nature. It's man baking sea salts at high degrees, damaging it, taking all the minerals out, all this other kind of garbage. You can read more about that in my ebook. But the key here is you need to use high quality sea salt and put minerals back into your water. Not to make your water salty, but just to make it soft and more palatable. It'll be, if you take your filtered water and you take a little sip, it'll be kind of hard comparatively to after you put a couple pinches of sea salt in it and then like let it touch your lips, you'll notice that it's a little softer. Okay, and shake it up, stir it in there. You want it to, dissolve all in the water and so that it gets into your system really well. The other thing that I didn't really put in here, but I'm going to say it, is if you have trouble drinking water, especially initially, and especially if you're not used to it, you can always add a little lemon, lime, cucumber, strawberry, or a little slice of, some other kind of fruit, or a teensy little, like a tablespoon or two of fruit juice to give it a little bit of flavor, to make it a little bit more palatable for you at first. Okay, until you get used to drinking more water. Some people have an aversion to drinking water simply because they don't have much of it in their body, and their body's forgotten how to drink water. The other big part of this, a lot of times people don't realize that they're hungry, they get hunger feelings, but the body really doesn't give you separate feelings for hunger and thirst. And having a dry mouth is, if you already have a dry mouth, you're way late on the game for hydration. So you're already way behind. So, because that's one of the later symptoms of being dehydrated. So you want to put it in on a regular basis. All right. So what most people do is they sleepwalk or stagger or whatever else to try to get their coffee first thing in the morning. Okay. And we want to be very careful with this. I'm not against coffee. I owned a coffee business for a long time. I got out of it because I hated poisoning people, basically. The companies I bought coffee from taught me how to make coffee really well, make it super tasty, and make it super addictive. So there's all sorts of things. I go into more detail on this in my email that I sent out to everybody. So if you want that, let me know. But the big key is, as coffee is a diuretic, which means it dehydrates you. This is why you will notice that if you are a coffee drinker, that, oh yeah, I had a cup of coffee, or I had 2 cups of coffee, and, and you're in the car or someplace else and you're like, oh my God, I got to get to the bathroom. I got to get to the bathroom. Well, that's because it doesn't matter if you're dehydrated. Coffee has an incredible amount of toxins in it, and it's going to force you to get some of those toxins out, whatever it can. In the roasting process, they put many toxins in them. If it's not organic coffee, it's got all sorts of pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides sprayed all over it. Decaf coffee, they use even more chemicals on to get caffeine out. So you're better off just watering down your caffeinated coffee than you are drinking decaf coffee. So there's all these different things. There's tons of this in my ebook on coffee as well. So download that if you want to know more. But the key is, be aware of your beverages, and are they truly serving what you want to accomplish with your health and with your life? And be aware of that. That's why first thing is water. If you want to have coffee later, great. I also highly recommend putting like grass-fed butter, coconut oil, or a heavy organic cream in your coffee if you're going to have some, so that the fats attach onto the caffeine and everything else so that it slows down the absorption of the caffeine into your body. And that way it has a much slower effect, as well as it will also attach onto a lot of the toxins. So some of those won't even get into your system. They'll just stay in the fats and move their way out that way, because toxins are stored in fat. And by the way, your brain is mostly fat. So if you don't want a toxic brain, reduce the amount of toxins you put in your body. And then last note on coffee, like I said, coffee is a diuretic, so it dehydrates you, but it is, many studies have been done that it shows that it messes with your blood sugar levels. It gives you lots of spikes and crashes. It messes with your hormone levels because hormones have to change along with your blood sugar levels. It causes more food cravings. It makes you more hungry when you go down that crash road, and so many other things. So be careful with it. And then one other aspect, people also will use lots of packaged coffee creamers and all this other kind of stuff. And those things are typically loaded with hydrogenated oils, which are really bad for the body. They basically have been linked to everything from type 2 diabetes to cancer to heart disease to everything else. Once again, those are man-made as well. You really need to read your ingredients. I talk all about it in my other video on here on fats, friend or foe, because they're toxic for the body. They're just not meant to be ingested. So remember your water, and then just be aware of how much coffee you are consuming. I'll go back one other little note. Every single one of my clients that has made the choice to cut coffee out of their daily routine has talked about how much more energy they have. It's more consistent throughout the day. They have less food cravings and don't feel like they get so hungry so fast. They don't feel like they need to eat so much. And they typically drop a little bit of weight. And they typically sleep better, even if they were only drinking coffee early in the morning. So that caffeine stays in your system for a long time, and it will build up in your tissues as well. So that's kind of the thing. If you need help getting off of coffee and you drink a lot and you want help with that, well, contact me. We'll sit down and come up with a little plan to help you get away from all the caffeine and coffee that you're ingesting. It's a really big problem these days, especially with all the energy drinks and sodas and everything else out there. All right, so I don't want to make this too long, so that's why I'm trying to keep this short. So lesson 1 is all about being healthier by getting up first thing in the morning and drinking 8 to 30 ounces of really clean, awesome water. Rehydrate your body from the night, from the day before, and set it up so that you can eat more appropriately throughout the day, have more energy throughout the day, and allow those 60,000 functions every minute that require water to actually happen, so that you don't have to be limited on what your body can do. You don't have control over what your body is going to do subconsciously. Those programs are all going to run automatically behind the scenes without you thinking about them. But you need to know of them, and you need to give your body what it needs to actually perform those functions so that you can feel happy and healthy throughout your whole life. And hopefully that'll be a super long life on top of that, simply from drinking wonderful water. Oh, and then also don't just chug your water, you know, um, enjoy it, experience it. Animals rejoice when they get their water. Elephants will walk days to, get water, to drink it and bathe in it. So, take note in it, so that, you're not just chugging it down. Spread it out a little bit over, a couple minute period of time. and use your mind, since our mind is our most powerful thing, to tell your body what you want it to do with that water today. I want my knees to feel better today. I want to have more energy today. So take this water and give me more energy today. You do that regularly enough and the body will listen. And then make sure that those quality sea salts are put into your water so that you could have good quality minerals into your system as well, because it's all about the balance that your body needs to create between water and minerals, because the water in our body is so much like the water in the ocean. So, and it's your adrenal glands that actually try to maintain that balance. That's why sometimes your urine will be super watery and other times it'll have a lot of minerals in it. Depends upon what you don't need. Your adrenal glands are supposed to be doing that. By the way, coffee is a great way to tire out your adrenal glands to where they don't want to do that anymore. All right, so that's the lesson for the week. Practice it, be aware, be successful. I look forward to hearing about all your successes. If you want to post comments here in the video, if you want to email me, and when we have the Zoom meeting is also great too. I will be thinking of all of you when I drink my water in the morning. So, and wishing all of you good thoughts. I will be sending you all love and kindness as I drink my water, and knowing the fact that, you will all be happier and healthier yourself. And I look forward to seeing you all on lesson 2.